Yo, what up, everybody? This is Eric with Underdogs of Addiction. Today I'm going to talk to you about my cocaine addiction. I started doing cocaine when I was 28 years old. Before that, I was just your typical binge drinker throughout my early 20s, mid 20s. I like to go out to the bars, chase girls, dance with girls. And at first it was fun. I had no idea about this addiction stuff. I had people in my family who died of addiction, but I never thought that would be me. And what started happening is I just started partying, and alcohol did it for me. Like, it was a stimulant to me, it was a depressant, it was a good time. But I would notice these people in the bars and the clubs like fucking vampires, and they'd all hang out in the VIP by themselves. And I knew one guy from high school, and I just would look at them, I'm like, something's different about those kids, like something's off. And like, I didn't want it because I was like, damn, they didn't look like they were having a good time. Like, if you were just drinking and chasing girls, like, I had a good time. You start doing drugs and stuff, you don't even care about chasing girls, you just want to fucking chase the cocaine bag. So what happened is I started letting those people started coming to my after parties. I used to run like a karaoke room, and I had this really dope studio that my mentor let me rent. And the only people that want to come to a place after the club is people who do coke. And what started happening is it was just around me, and I saw that these people were doing it and staying up and having fun. And I got blacked out drunk once, and I tried it, and it had nothing to fear. And that was the awakening of a devil. From there, I spent years of doing the same routine, going to bars, going to clubs. I stopped chasing girls. I was just chasing the coke. And then I'd hang out with girls who did coke, and then you would end up hooking with them, but the sex was terrible, obviously. Not all the time, but most of the time. And, half the time your fucking thing don't even get up because you're too coked out, let's be honest, boys. And that's what it was. And it just turned into this thing where I would come to my apartment after leaving a party all night and stay up till 8 a.m. doing cocaine with a couple friends and just chasing the fucking bag. You have 3 dealers, you're trying to find a bag in that weird grace period between 3 a.m. and like 8 a.m. when everyone's going to bed. Of course, you don't buy enough coke and you're chasing that bag and you're desperate, and you'll get coke from the worst dealer and they fucking kill you, but you don't care. And there was many nights like that. And sometimes when I was really on a sick one, I would stay up from 4, say you go out at like midnight, I would stay up until the next fucking midnight. So for like 24 hours, just madness. But those cocaine comedowns was like the worst thing ever. When you're coming off that stuff, you feel depersonalized, you feel your dopamine is so shot out, your serotonin is gone, you don't want to talk to nobody, I would lie in my fucking bed, ordering Uber Eats, crawling to the door, having my girlfriend drop off food when I had a girlfriend. And it was terrible, man. Like, the lows that you feel, they call it suicide Sundays, you feel like killing yourself. And all my friends that did coke, we would all just like have these self-care routines of trying to get our shit together because we knew we're fucking up, like all kinds of different shit, supplements and all these things to try to recover from the damage we did. But of course, after I recovered 2, 3, 4, sometimes it took me 5 days, then I'm like, I'm feeling good, and I get back at it again. And I only did coke for about 4 years, but the last year and a half of it, I ran off the Richter scales. After a hardcore breakup with a girl that I really cared about, I really stopped giving a fuck about my life. I injured myself. I stopped being able to train MMA. I lost my passion for music because I got addicted to this codependent relationship. Then incoming more drugs because of the trauma and my relationship, attachment, all that shit fucked me up. And next thing you know, I'm hanging out with drug dealers. Next thing you know, I'm fucking selling drugs. My girlfriend leaves me. I'm selling coke. I'm selling drugs. I'm doing things I thought I'd never do. Do not do that anymore. But I'm gonna be real, I was. And I just was like, damn, who have I became? Like, this isn't who I am. Like, I'm a reporting artist, man. Like, my YouTube's got over 47 million views. Like, I make songs that inspire people, but I was someone who was struggling with the alcohol and cocaine addiction. And then once I started selling it, I got really good products. So the next thing you know, I'm like, I'm feeling like shit tonight. I'm gonna just, next thing you know, you're just hitting it. But I'm almost grateful for that period because I had so much access. It quickly got to the point where the drugs and alcohol didn't do it. I was not getting any pleasure from it. The cocaine wasn't getting me high anymore. And all I felt was just the hole that I had inside of me, the trauma, the depression, all of those things I never worked on were still alive. and the drugs didn't do it. And it was almost a blessing in disguise, because I called my uncle and I said, I need fucking help. And about 7 to 8 months before I got help, I started researching and I started talking to people. Michael Gonzalez from Intervention, talked to him. He kind of geared me anyway. I told my uncle, because my uncle's the only one financially that could even begin to help me get my life together, with helping me with insurance and stuff. And we got to go to Treehouse Recovery. And I have another video explaining my experience in treatment. But I just want to talk about this cocaine addiction, and that's what it was. And cocaine, when you're doing it, when it's good and you haven't been doing it for so long, you don't feel it, you'll feel good, you'll feel up, you want to talk to everybody, you constantly just want to fucking talk, and usually it's about bullshit. And I remember I had got sober for 7 months, and then I went back home like 3 months ago, and I relapsed for 2 days, and I hung around those friends, and I realized it was just the same old stories, yet I had a perspective shift because I've been going to treatment and working on myself. And I was like, damn man, this shit's sad. It's just like the same old people were doing the same old shit. And I woke up with that dreaded cocaine hangover, and I said, I'm fucking never doing this shit again. And all my friends in treatment were like, dude, that's the quickest relapse I've ever heard. Like, most of us go out for years. He's like, you only relapse for 2 days. So essentially I've been sober for 10 months minus 2 days of relapse. I have almost 90 days continuous again after 7 months. But yeah, that's what the cocaine was. And you're waking up in the morning, your nose is fucking full of boogers and snot, and you can't breathe, your heart's racing. There's been so many fucking scary nights, guys, where I did too much and I'm all alone, and I'm texting my girlfriend because I'm pretty sure I'm dead. But I had too much pride and shame to go to the ER and ask for some type of sedative. I was just gonna let myself die. Those are the scariest fucking moments on coke, when you feel like you're gonna die. It's fucking scary as fuck, because people do die on coke. People's hearts explode, and I'm just so happy to not be doing that shit anymore, and that life's behind me. If you're thinking about doing cocaine, guys, like, save yourself the fucking mess. Like, I know people who are meth addicts who don't even fuck with coke. That's how bad the coke comedown is. Like, that's how bad this shit gets. And I'm not condoning any drug use, but that's the reality. And in the circle of friends I thought I had friends over that 4-year period because we all hung out. When I got sober, there ain't nobody, there ain't no friends. No one wants to talk to you because a lot of people are not ready to get help and get better. And that was just the reality, and I look back at home and I see a lot of my friends and stuff still struggling, and that's just the reality of it.